Hi, love, it's Nervo. Today, we're going to be building a school for my Builder City Challenge, which I'm very excited for. This is, I think, the first proper government building or building for a career kind of thing in my BACC simply because the Sheriff Kalataka, she's a family sim, and so I feel like she'd focus on first children and making sure they're all right, and then afterwards she'd focus on like making sure the people of the town are safe. So I thought school makes sense. I'll build them a school now. When it comes to builds, I'm always like heavily inspired by stuff I see on Pinterest. So I think I literally Googled what was it? Like old west kind of things, and I have like a whole Pinterest board of like different types of house designs now. I think a lot of people are like interested, intrigued on like how to actually improve a building. And I think my biggest tip is just to do stuff that you wouldn't normally usually do. So before I started this BACC, I didn't really build Victorian type houses at all. I My comfort place is modern, mid-century modern, that kind of stuff. That's just like the contemporary architectural style is like the one that I just gravitate towards and love the most, like open floor plans, that kind of stuff. I think it's because I just don't see that around me. All the houses that I live near are literally just rectangle bricks. Like it's actually disgusting. But I want to see more like more architecturally interesting stuff. So that is one thing that like when I started playing The Sims, I would build lots of because modern houses are kind of easy to build. They're easy to build. You don't have to like think about roofing or anything like that. But I'm very excited to play the school. I do have one sim who's in the education career, Ski. Now, we think she got fired last round, so I'm gonna have to put her back in the education career. But she was level 2 when she was there, and I think I'm gonna have to get her up to a certain level before I start playing the schools actively, and also get more teachers because, to be honest, we don't have that many children, so I think it's gonna be all right. But I'll think about it. I'll have a little think about it. But I did, as you can see here, I've did the floor plan on camera, which is rare for me. I usually don't do that. Um, or I'm trying not to do that because for me, I just feel like pressured to make a perfect floor plan. But I had like a general idea of how I wanted things to be placed out in my mind's eye. Usually, like if I build a house, I just focus on getting the outside looking nice, and then the floor plan is kind of like, oh, well, what do I do now? Well, I had a general idea. I wanted like the cafeteria and the kitchen and the toilet to be on the left, and then the classrooms to be on the right. And so it kind of just flowed easily. Now, the lake, I saw it in an image that I used for like inspiration, but I thought like the lake was like really, really cool. I don't know how safe that is, but my BACC, I don't think anything is safe in my BACC. If you've seen some of the builds, literally like I think last speed built by BACC was an orphanage in an abandoned factory. Like that is not safe. So it is what it is. Know if this is me, and let me know like if you have been feeling the same way. But I've felt this like profound sense of like deep boredom about certain things. I'm not sure what it is. This sounds so depressing, but certain things, I feel like I keep doing the same things over and over and over again, and I'm not getting the same like amount of enjoyment as I thought I would get from them. But the thing is with me is I'm also terrified of trying new things and like doing different things. So I'm so used to like my daily routines and doing the same things over and over again that even though my daily routine is boring, it's comfortable. So it's like difficult for me to like try and get out of my comfort zone and do something that isn't the same stuff that I do every day. I'm not entirely sure what it is and why it's so difficult for me to like do the things that I want to do, because it'll make sense if it was like, oh, I have this like really big project that I need to do, but it'll be simple stuff like Seas of the Kingdom. I pre-ordered that game, like I was looking forward to it, have not touched it. Like I played a bit of it. I think I played like around 10, 20 hours, and then I was just terrified that I was playing it wrong. Which, okay, here's a little tangent here. Even though it's like open world and you can like play it however you want, there is a linear like story to it. Like you can tell like if you play the game, it'll be like memory number 26, and it's like, you know, that was a 26 memory you're supposed to collect, so you're supposed to go memory 1 to 20. Like to me, it's obvious it's supposed to be like a linear narrative. Of course, with Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, you can like do whatever you want, explore whatever you want. I just want to play it linearly, and I think I played one of the bosses in the quote unquote wrong order, and I was like, oh no, can't play it. I just put it down. So then I restarted the game, and I kind of regret doing that. Should have just continued playing for where I was. But I think restarting it and having the knowledge that I did have beforehand was good, because now I could like do things a lot more efficiently than I had been doing. But my Switch is just being laying in my room untouched, because I'm just like, something about going back to that game, I don't know what it is, but it's weird. It's just a weird headspace that I'm in right now. And even certain things, like I have so many videos that I want to edit, but they're so different from what I usually create that I just haven't done it yet. So I have like a mod review of the hospital mod, and I'm proud of it. I like the way it is. I need to edit it, but it's just I haven't done a video like that, and it's like, it's kind of daunting to try new things. I don't know, it's so strange. Not just that, but I also have another video, like just me going through Tumblr replies of like unpopular opinions, that kind of stuff, which I asked weeks ago, and I haven't finished editing it, and I need to just do it. But it's one of them where I keep thinking about all the stuff that I need to do without actually working towards it, and it's not harming anyone but myself. Like, I'm the only one that will feel sad if I don't put the things out that I want to put out. Like, I have so many ideas that I'm so proud of and that I really enjoy, but because of the way that I am, I just won't put them out there, and it frustrates me to no end, because like I feel like the main reason I started, not just like my Tumblr, because I was on Tumblr before, did like kind of peruse here and there in the Sims community, but I didn't like actually like make a name for myself whatsoever. So me starting my Tumblr, me starting my channel was me like just biting the bullet and being like, do you know what, I have so much that I feel like I want to share. Like I have builds, I have like gameplay ideas, I have all this kind of stuff that I think other people are really going to enjoy. And so it's great. I love that for me. I love that I've like stepped out my comfort zone and did something that I usually wouldn't do. But also the fact that like I still can't like get over that place in my mind that's like, oh no, don't do this thing. I don't know what it is. It's like some weird anxiety. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's very frustrating. So my New Year's resolution is a bunch of things, but like one of them is like just get out my comfort zone and do the things that I've been meaning to do for the longest time. So I want to learn how to like do my own hair, like cut, style it, that kind of thing. Because oh no, I don't know if you're like getting braids, locks, anything like that is so expensive as a black person. It is so expensive, and the market is kind of unprofessional as fuck. So I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna learn how to like give myself extensions, do all that kind of stuff. I did my own locks, which I'm so proud of, and they came out so well. So I want to like focus on like learning more styles with my hair and that kind of stuff. So I'm proud of myself for that. I also want to get better at communicating and like communicating how I feel with people in my life and that kind of stuff. I've always been the kind of person who feels a type of way but doesn't say anything. I'm just very much like, oh, it is what it is, kind of let things happen, that kind of thing. And I'm trying to get out of that more this year. So I feel like I'm working towards that. There have been some times where I've communicated how I felt and I felt uncomfortable doing it, but felt so much better having that brief discomfort and then having my proper feelings be known than to like bottle it up inside. So I'm working towards being a healthier person, and I don't know why the speed build has turned into like my impromptu therapy session. Hopefully you don't, you still fucks with it. I don't even been talking about the build. I feel like that's kind of like you hop on my channel to kind of expect me not to talk about the build whatsoever. I never talk about the build. I think the first 5 minutes I will talk about the build, and then I'll go back to talking about whatever the fuck I want. But yeah, I did have a lot of fun landscaping this pond here, like the little bits here and there. I wanted it to look like you can't accidentally like fall into it, so but then again, who knows. I think after this I go into like what's it called, grid adjuster, and make it a 2-click foundation, so it's like really low down, closer to the lake. I feel like that's a bit safer, right? If it's closer to the lake, you can't accidentally like fall into it or like slip beneath it if it's like really really tight fit, that kind of thing. But yeah, and I feel like I was gonna say something and I just, but yeah, therapy session. I need to get back to therapy. I used to be in therapy briefly for a couple months, and then I was like, this lady is really nice, she's giving me lots of advice, I'm just not taking it. She was like, you need to be doing this, this and this, and this is what you need to do, and that kind of stuff. And I was very receptive to it in the sessions, and then I'd go home and go back to what I was doing. I was like, this girl, she's really trying her hardest to like make me better. And that's one thing that I think people don't tell you about like going on your quote unquote healing journey, is that like you actively need to work against yourself, because these are habits that you have formed pretty much all your life. So it takes a lot of effort to like not be the same way that you've always been. So you don't just like magically be like, oh yeah, I want to go to the gym right now. Like, that's not how motivation works. You have to like actively make yourself get up and go to the gym, which to me, it's difficult to find the motivation to just get up and do the things that I want to do. But if I don't find the motivation to do it, or it's not even motivation, it's more like, because motivation like implies that you just didn't want to before, but now like all of a sudden something is like motivating you to like want to do it right now. I always want to, I just don't. So it's just like, it's more like discipline. You have to just get up and be like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like every Thursday I'm going to do this. Also, I feel like you need to be a bit realistic with your goals. Like if you haven't been to the gym in 5 years, you can't go to the gym every single day. Like, let's be realistic. You gotta like ease yourself back into it. So I have been easing myself back into going outside and, you know, living a normal adult life. I did go to the gym a bit before. I did arms, and I'm telling you, oh my god, my arms are so sore. But I have skinny noodle arms. Like my arms are really really weak and skinny. I have all the power in my legs, because I used to do long jump. I was in an athletics team, so I did like sprints and long jump. So I just had very very strong legs from like doing all that running, but I never focused on my arms whatsoever. So that is one thing that I want to get, big beefy arms, and I just want like a nicer physique overall, which is something you don't just like get randomly. You have to like work towards that. But I'm telling you, this bed is comfy as hell. Yesterday I was like in my bed playing Minecraft, like just vibing, chilling, watching true crime. I love true crime so much. Oh my god, I feel like that's not something I can talk about on my channel. I don't know, I feel like, not to be like, oh, this channel is family friendly, because it's not. Like, I'm not a family friendly person, and I hate that kind of like vibe. But like, I feel like a lot of the true crime I watch is like very triggering, because it's true crime, like it's crazy. Like, so stuff like To Catch a Predator and just like murder and family annihilator, stuff like that. That to me is very, very interesting, because Chris Watts, he wanted to start afresh with like a new family. Why the hell did you kill your whole family? Like, that's crazy. Like, be normal. That's insane. Like, you have a mistress and you want to, you know, start anew with this new woman and move on and divorce your wife and no longer think about the kids. Just divorce your wife. Be normal about it. Why'd you have to kill everyone? That to me is like, people can try and explain that like he did this because of XYZ, but there's really no explanation for what he did. He's just weird. Like, he's just strange. I don't know. That's the thing as well with murderers. People will be like, he had a rough upbringing. I'm sure a lot of people had rough upbringings. You don't see me stabbing people. Like, what is that about? Like, that's one thing. As much as I do enjoy true crime, I hate what true crime is becoming. I hate like the Ted Bundy Netflix series. To me was so disgusting. Like, imagine your mum, your sister, your cousin, whatever, gets killed by this man, and now there's people making edits of him on TikTok. The way I will scream, oh my god, that's like not normal. And I remember people making fun of the true crime community on Tumblr because they would like edit the serial killers of like little flower crowns, being like, that's my baby girl. And people were like making fun of the people that were doing that. But let's say it's like 10 years later and people are doing the same thing, making edits, making memes, being like, and it wouldn't even be about like the actual show. It's like a meme format. So they'll be like me forcing my friends to watch the show I've been enjoying, and it'll be Ted Bundy putting on a thing. And it's like, contextually, this is crazy. Why are you doing this? I don't like that personally. I think that's very, very strange and warped. And I think true crime enjoyers, as much as I enjoy true crime, I am not one of those people that enjoy true crime in that way. Because as much as I enjoy like understanding the murderers and the psychopaths and all that and why they do the things that they do, it's also like real people have been harmed by this. So I can like listen to these stories and be like, damn, that's crazy that, you know, people are like this. But I'm not gonna start making fucking fan edits. Have you lost your damn mind? What the fuck? What is that actually about? Have people lost the plot? Yeah, that's the one thing that I'm very passionate about. And I feel like this is a complete like tangent as well, which probably has nothing to do with, maybe it does, maybe I'll be able to link it back to true crime somehow. But I feel like people treat real people like fictional characters, and they treat fictional characters like real people. I've seen the amount of times, I think I saw a Tumblr post and it was like, stop shipping Nervous and Loki. It's like abuser ex-victim, and it's really like horrible. You're a disgusting person if you ship these two characters. And it's like, you know, they're just Sims, right? You know, these aren't real people. You know, it's okay for me to ship these two characters. Now, of course, if you don't like this ship, you don't like this ship, that's actually your own business. And it's valid. For whatever reason, you don't like the ship, you don't like the ship. Like, if you're like, I don't like the ship because I paired this person with someone else. I don't like the ship because I just don't think they look good together. I don't like the ship because I don't like this character. Whatever it is, it's completely valid. You don't have to like everything that you see online. That's sound. Sound is a pound, kid. Do what you want. But it annoys me when you don't like something and then you start to go and try and police other people how they can enjoy the certain type of media. Because fuck you. I don't even ship Nervous and Loki, but seeing that I was like, do you know what? Now I'm gonna hop in my game and make them snog. Like, it's annoying, it's frustrating. I think I just hate like what fandom has become. And I hate the real personification, what's that called, of like Sims and fictional characters. It's not just in the simming community, it's in like every community ever. But even when since it's gonna sound so controversial, I even extend this grace towards like the most controversial, like disgusting ships. I don't ship it, but if it's not for me, I can just block the person that made it. Like, it's so much wahala to go out of your way to like send someone hate. Like, get a fucking hobby and get a job. Like, that's one thing that I've never really understood, is people that actively go out of their way to send someone hate for like doing certain things. It's like, being a hater, how funny. It's like, but it kind of like gets a bit boring after a while. Like, sometimes I just want to surround myself with things that I actively enjoy. I want to, you know, that bring me joy and bring me happiness. And being a hater all the time loses its luster quite quickly. Actually, I get quite bored of being a hater. Like, that's why if I ever like complain about certain things, I think there was a point in time where I was just complaining about my job all the time on speedbuild, and I was like, I don't think people want to hear this. I can complain about my job to my friends, and I'll do that, but I don't think people hop on here to hear me complain about how like stressful my job is or how much I don't like my manager, because it's relatable, sure, but it's like no one cares that deeply. And obviously, I think me saying that after going on my little, you know, impromptu therapy session is very rich, but there's just certain levels of negativity that I just don't vibe with. I don't vibe with people policing how other people engage in fictional content, because it's actually not my business. If you want to, I don't know, ship adult and minors, I don't do that. I think it's gross, and I don't even play with adult teen romance in my game. I don't like it. But if that's what you want to do, I'm gonna block you and I'm gonna move on with my day. Like, is I actually like have I have a job. I'm an adult, so it's like I pay for things out of my adult. Like I pay taxes. Like, so why am I bothered about what I see online? Like, just log off. Like, have you seen that one clip? I think it's like a clip of like Lil Yachty and some guy at a computer, and they're like, "Oh damn, okay." And it's like, that's literally how I feel when someone's like, "You're getting cyberbullied, log off." No, because literally, log off. If something you see online is like negatively impacting you to the point of like causing actual distress, babe, log off. Like, just get off the internet. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're actually in charge of how happy and how sad you are, which I know sounds difficult to hear and is like, oh well, if I have mental health issues I can't help it. It's like, no, you actually can, because as someone who does struggle with mental health issues here and there, I've noticed that if I don't actively try and like not be unhappy, I will just be unhappy. And I feel like I saw this like RuPaul clip. I'm not like a RuPaul stan. I watched the show, but I'm not like a stan of him. And he was saying how like he used to be like a drug addict, and how he like stopped doing that because he was like, I wasn't just sitting in my emotions and just like coping with how I feel and like coming to terms with like my emotions and like and why I feel the ways that I do. I was just like covering them up with like all these like drinks and drugs and that kind of stuff. And he was saying how like if you're depressed right now, that's the right response to have to the world, because the world isn't that great. It's the correct response to have, but it's up to you to like make sure that you yourself are not unhappy and to surround yourself with things that you like and that you enjoy. And so I kind of hold that same regard to like most things. Like, if I don't like a person, why do I still need to talk to this person? If something, and even though I don't like confrontation, I also don't like to be annoyed. Why am I getting text from this person and it's like pissing me off? Like, let me just tell them that I don't like their company as much as they like mine, which sounds mean as hell, but I have done that where I've been like, no, we're not that close, please stop doing this. And it sucks ass to do it. Once you do it, it is so freeing, honestly. And it's the exact same for like, if I see something online I don't like, instead of going to that person and being like, I don't like this because this person is a stranger, I can just block them. Like, it's so peaceful. I remember this was ages ago on another account, but I blocked someone because they said they didn't like the color pink. But it's like the way they said it, it's like your tone is not nice. I don't like the way you said that, so I blocked them. My favorite color is green. I like pink, but green is my favorite color. I hold no stake in this, but it's like, I don't like your tone, I'm blocking you. And that's kind of how I feel about most things. Like, I don't like the way you're speaking to me, I'm blocking you. Like, how are you gonna distress me in my own home? Like, you're not gonna stress me out in my house. Like, absolutely not. The house that I pay to live in, and you're stressing me out and you don't have a face or a name, like, that can't happen, that can't run. So online drama, I hate. I try and like keep myself out of it. I'm also very, very nosy, so I do enjoy like seeing the girls fighting. I am a frequent sim secret visitor. I do visit to see what the girls are bitching about. And this fucking new Sims 4 pack is terrible. I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be negative, guys, you need to like be positive. But I love hating on the Sims 4. I love hating on the Sims 4. Anyway, here are the screenshots of the school. How amazing. If you've stuck by for this long, you're so epic and swag. Make sure to follow me on Tumblr, subscribe to this channel, and it's been a pleasure. Ta-ra for now.